All right. We gotta get to work. We got to get to work. Young Magazine's worse than I thought. And who else is gonna talk about it except for me? Right? Let's just wait for some people to jump in. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Somebody gotta say something. Looks like it's always just gonna be me. Okay, well, let me present the opening for this live stream. So, Patreon just unlocked or finally permitted its people to be able to live stream on Patreon. So, starting next week, Monday, I will be live streaming the entirety of everything currently available on this manga list for Young Magazine. We're going to be reading through it, and I'll be giving my opinions. I've already read 2 so far. I read the Journey of the Dark Elf, which is breathtaking in terms of art. The art is so breathtaking, man. It's gorgeous, right? Story, demoralizing. I read Pregnant. It's a horror manga, so very well executed. Though the art uses a lot of 3D mods, that it's a bit too much. But I can guess why he perhaps wanted to do it like that, the execution. But I'll be going into detail for every single manga here starting next week, where I'll be live streaming on Patreon. Patreon live streams, it's just $3 to have access to it. You know, $3 a month. We having them live streams. We're going deep, right? We are about this life, and we ain't just gonna accept whatever garbage that is given to us by these corporations. It's completely unacceptable, right? Some of us who have dignity left in ourselves, who protect our minds and what is given to us, well, that's what Coffee Comics is for, is that we reject all the filth and we want quality, right? And if you can't give us quality, we will create quality. And that's exactly what Coffee Originals is for, right? It's taking matters into your own hands. If these companies will not give you quality, right, they will not do what is in demand and will present some slop, some trash like this, right? Then we'll just do it ourselves, right? I've already done it myself in a way, right? Creating MANAA, manga created in the Americanized West, assembling a team of Avengers who see the vision, right? Who want no part in this madness, right? So far, we got 6 titles over here on the website. Now, the website has not fully launched yet. Still waiting on 2 guys to finish their chapter 1s, their remasters of chapter 1, right? And our first magazine is going to be coming out in December, right? I did something about it. I'm not Asmongold complaining. I'm not Chibi Reviews complaining. I'm not Synthetic Man complaining and doing nothing about it, right? I'm doing something about it. Those who see the vision, we're doing something about it. And here we are. Papa Mendes in the house. All right. let us jump in then to the magazine itself. But before that, I retweeted on Twitter or X what Young Magazine presented, right? What it retweeted. Now it shared one of its manga that is currently available for y'all to read here and vote if you would like it in the main magazine. Now, I know other people will be like, well, at least they allow us to vote, bro. You mean to tell me they can't do some corrupt action and just make artificial votes and actually say, you know what? The gay manga got the highest vote. What's stopping them from manipulating the actual results? What's stopping them? I made a video on Patreon going through the interview that the editor-in-chief of Young Magazine was a part of. He pretty much let people know that the editors and the zombies have the same power. So, if you're going to give authority, equal authority to zombies to decide what is quality, then you're doomed. You're absolutely doomed, right? What's up, Rookie Rock Solid? You're doomed, and you're just going to sabotage all your artists. Now, real quick, the most interesting manga here for me from the get-go, in terms of artistic execution, definitely is this one, Goma. I haven't read it yet, but I have a feeling I might be disappointed because this manga artist had a lot to say about relying on zombies' opinion to believe something as of quality or not. This exact same artist is in a magazine where the editor-in-chief of the magazine believes that zombies have very, very an important value when it comes to determining what is of value. So I don't know, Mr. Japanese artist, I think you're in the wrong magazine because your editor-in-chief does not have the same values as you. You most likely will be sabotaged, you know. But anyway, so, and also I recommend everybody actually, you see how, okay, before I go there, let me just read what I said in the tweet. I said, how's this magazine for young men when it's normalizing underage boys kissing each other? This whole campaign is just another funded demoralization assault to infiltrate every safe space young men thrived in. Coffee Originals and MANAA will be the new safe space, right? When you come to my website, you know exactly what you're going to be getting. When you go to our About section, there are no Trojan horses. Everybody who's come across Coffee Comics on YouTube, you know what I'm about. You know I can't just flip a switch and all of a sudden put dudes getting on top of each other. You know I can't do that, right? You know I wouldn't do that. You know what this is about. Inspiring, challenging, and edifying, right? This is not an inclusive magazine that I've created here. No, this is exclusive. You understand? This is exclusive. There is no space for people who just want to do weird things because it's trending. No, you have to abide by the vision and mission statement of Coffee Comics, right? You have to. If you don't, well, you're not going to be here. And people can feel safe being consumers of Coffee Originals because they know exactly what they're getting. You cannot have a magazine like this tell us that this is for young men. This is about expressing raw emotion and stuff like that. And then you're going to infiltrate and put 2 manga in here that's about dudes kissing each other and a girl thinking that she's a boy and transitioning. Well, and it's like, I know, some people are like, oh, bro, it's only 2. No, 2's more than, it's already too much. What? Just because there's 2 of them, it means it's okay? No, who are you selling to? You go to Shonen Jump right now, there ain't no 2 dudes getting on top of each other. At least not yet. Shonen Jump is still abiding, thankfully, to the standard of this is for young boys. This is about friendship, battle, and hard work. However, modern Shonen Jump, well, it's mostly about battle. at this point. It's senseless battle. And by the way, has anyone seen what happened to Otor of the Flame? It's disappeared. We're going to have to look it up a bit later. But real quick, advertising again. More live streams like this on Patreon starting on Monday. I'm going to be live streaming with Young Wavy on Monday as well on Coffee Ultimate. But if y'all like live streams like this, $3. We're going to be going deep up in all of these, looking at it throughout the week. But anyway, someone responded here, Drag, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. What are you saying? That is disingenuous about what Young Magazine. This is not a completed statement. Who is the person who even liked this? Drag, I made it clear, man, that if you're going to be on the other team and fondling the testicles of people like White Manga and then you're going to come here, I made it clear that I will not accept that. You think I don't know, bro? I saw you. I saw you rubbing his chest, right? You got his chest hairs all over your hands with that Vaseline, and you want to come here, bro? No. What do you expect? What do you think I'm going to say, what I'm going to do? You can't be double-minded with me. You can't be on both sides of the team. You're on one team. You out there rubbing that dude's chest, and then you come here. I don't even know what you're saying. But listen, man. Enough. All right? Enough. Take a step back before I really lose my mind, okay? I don't want to roast you. I don't. But I think you should take a step back. Don't send me nothing. Don't comment on my ish because I'm going to really get angry, right? Anyway, let's go into Young Magazine's post. Now, for those who are so adamant about posting on Global Comics, you saw their last live stream. Don't post there. They don't care about you. They're burying all your stuff beneath established works and established IPs already. They don't care about you. Rather take the initiative, as Young Wavy has taken the initiative, to actually post here on Twitter, right? A lot of Japanese people actually post an entire chapter here on Twitter. Now, the reading orientation, you can say, well, it's not all that. Yeah, it's not, but it's still very functional, right? It's functional. Young Magazine itself, an establishment of Kodansha, is posting in this format. It's completely readable and it's fine. Not perfect, but it's functional, right? I think if you don't want to create your own website, you're better off just posting on your Twitter account, as they do, as the other Japanese people do. You're better off that way. So anyway, they shared this. They shared this, right? Got 24 likes, bunch of squeezies and squeegees and idiots and weirdos, and most likely people within Young Jump's offices with rainbow hair click the like button, right? And the slogan here is "A girlfriend at his side, a story of falling for another guy." Abominable. This is an abomination. This doesn't belong in a young man's magazine. If you want to create boy love stuff, then go to boy love stuff. Go to a boy love magazine. Having this inclusive garbage in works or in a magazine that is stated to be for young men, right? Then all of a sudden you got boys going at it. Yeah, that's demoralizing. That's unacceptable. So we're going to read a little bit of this and you're going to be traumatized with me, right? And let's see how bad it is. Okay. Is this really the first page? Okay. Oh, damn. Yeah, it is the first page. Dude is actually remembering that he kissed his friend. Oh. Saying, like, if only I hadn't kissed him that day. Ew. Hey, Rayo, what do you think a kiss feels like? Huh? Yeah, bro. What does it feel like that sudden? Well, I mean, boys and girls kiss, right? They close their eyes and look like they're enjoying it. But I was wondering, does kissing really feel good? I don't know. Never done it. Really? So that's the same for you too. In that case, why don't we give it a try? You and me. Man, what the hell is this, bro? Oh, my goodness, bro. At least the reaction from the main character is like, what? Why? We're boys. And the other boy says, who cares? Let's just do it to give it a try. It's not like it'll cost us anything. It'll cost everything. Reading this is causing me to be nauseous. I feel like jumping into a volcano just reading this filth, bro. Underage boys who are about to go at it. Man, this is just, I can't believe this. But you see, I said on the Patreon video that Young Magazine is literally a gay Trojan horse. Where are all the other people addressing this? Where are the people who care about manga's safety? Safety from the hordes of demoralization. Where are they? Nowhere. Nowhere. Right? And then I come along and I'm like, yo, this ain't it. This ain't it, y'all. I'm apparently bad and evil. Okay. No way. Wait, what did he say? Okay, it's not like it'll cost us anything. Yes, it will. No way. Not no way, but you see that alone, bro. I mean, even if the author was extrapolating from reality that got a lot of men these days, a lot of young boys these days just can't say no to even being vandalized, can't say no to being exploited and screwed over. I do not care. This is not normal behavior, right? It's not normal behavior. Every dude with that testosterone has to be disagreeable. You cannot be a yes man, bro. You can't. Just because something out of the norm, right? Out of the norm might feel comfortable, might be okay if you get used to it, doesn't mean you should do it. It's gross. If they're going to start normalizing little boys getting on top of each other right now, and notice how this push, this normalization is being exported to American shores. This manga of these boys getting on top of each other, it's not popular in Japan. As far as I know, it's not. But because the Japanese recognize, or most likely BlackRock said, nah, just bring all the boy love stuff, or some boy love stuff from the depths of Japan's rut, the yaoi stuff, and bring a little bit to America. They'll eat it up. They don't want to eat it up. But the problem is that the average American has been conditioned to see this stuff often to the point where it's like, Well, here in the motherland, yeah, there be dudes in heels here running around too, here and there, but everybody goes like, ew, nigga, what are you doing? Right? There is no general acceptance of this weirdness, right? There is still a sense of disgust and a reaction, a repulsive reaction. But now, BlackRock be like, nah, they so demoralized, you can put them little boys getting on top of each other, and it'll be just fine. Disgusting, right? Rookie says it reads like instructions and guides for kids to indulge into this stuff. I know, right? It's legit an instruction manual. It feels like it was written by some Karen in the depths of San Francisco or Australia. It's nasty. All right, Chihuahua. Yuno says, Coffee, what if your kid turns... Hey, man, I can't respond to that on the internet. They're gonna call the police on me. So, hey, I just can't say that online. This is stuff that girls actually enjoy. Let them girls enjoy dudes getting on top of each other in the basement. Don't bring it to the man space. That's like all the bros hanging out in a normal bar, right? And then all of a sudden, they open the door and 10 dudes with heels and skirts, hairy legs come in and jump on the table. And just because a few females will be like, oh, this is so nice, are we supposed to accept it? I don't give one crack that some hussies enjoy dudes getting on top of each other. We don't enjoy it. I don't want to see it just because she likes it. Nah, absolutely not. So, unfortunately, the main character is like, yeah, no way, but great. Okay, then I'll close my eyes so you start the kissing. He's telling the guy who's uncomfortable to start. He's telling the guy who's uncomfortable to initiate it, to be the giver. Nasty. Absolutely nasty. Huh? Are we really going to do this? Really? Wait. Okay. Don't laugh. Is that it, bro? Is that it? Don't laugh. So they're about to... Gross, man. And then the phone rings and we jump to present day. Now, unfortunately, though, he did kiss the guy because the first page made it clear that he did. But anyway, I ain't going to read the whole thing here. Going to reserve reading all of this trash and dissecting it proper starting from next week, Monday. Right? Next week, Monday, we're going to be live streaming going through all of these over here. Right? But on Patreon. Let's assess the actual visual aesthetic of Young Magazine. Now, when you see the cover like this, and the fact that it was sold to us that it's for young adult men, right? This cover is rather applicable, right? Very detailed, complex, and appealing. Right? So you would think that the visual styles that you would find in this manga would be consistent in the fact that this is mostly seinen manga for young men. And then you actually come to see what is available on the menu. And then you see that there's an inconsistency of visual styles, right? There's an inconsistency of it. And looking at this manga here, To Dusk and Twilight, this is at first glance a young man gonna skip over this. The style, the line work, it just doesn't seem eye-catching and appealing for a dude. Now I know some squeegees are gonna be like, no, but nothing. Let's look at this one. Is My Love Strange? The themes within these can be complex, perhaps. The theme can be complex to a way where it's seinen level. It's just a stylistic choice, sure. But then I don't trust that to be the case anymore, because if you read this manga here, it definitely has amazing artwork, but the theme does not belong in a seinen magazine. It doesn't. I want to say this belongs in Shonen Jump, but it actually doesn't belong in Shonen Jump either. I know this artist and I follow him on Twitter, and he had a full volume manga that he was working on. I don't know if it was serialized in a particular magazine, but he only had 4 volumes and it got canceled, I suppose, because he just stopped at volume 4. I was hooked by his prior manga because of his strong artwork. But the story was lacking. The previous story was about a young girl as well, going on an adventure, hunting monsters, right? But unfortunately, it lost the plot. And it looks like nobody gave a damn about it, right? Got canceled. You would think that this artist would reassess and ask himself, why didn't my previous work succeed? I guess not, because this work, though again visually amazing, right? The theme does not belong in a seinen magazine. It doesn't. Right? We're gonna go over it next week. It doesn't. And the ambition for the main character does not synchronize with any type of ambition a young man would ever have at all. It doesn't belong here. So you could say, hey man, just because the visuals don't have that heavy, bold, thick line that shows that this is a masculine magazine doesn't mean that the themes are not complex. Yeah, you're right. But then after reading this, I'm like, yeah, I think they just threw whatever was on the table and mixed it up and hope for the best. Now, remember that this magazine states that you need to vote. Okay, so far there's 5,000 votes, right? Who are these 5,000 people voting? Is it the people who are at New York Comic Con right now? Maybe, right? But I look at this and I look at the numbers here in general. They have a golden badge, right? They have a golden badge. They have 2,000 followers, okay? And still, apparently, right now, there's over 5,000 votes. How is this possible? The numbers just don't register. Now, I know social media out here jacking up actual numbers. No one knows what the hell is going on anymore. But you must be out of your mind if you think I'm going to believe that actually 5,430 people actually voted. I do not believe this. This is what I was saying earlier about possibility of manipulation, right? Numbers manipulation is a real thing. Manga Plus Creators has been doing it. What's stopping Kodansha from manipulating vote numbers? You look at this and you see that the engagement levels are not that high at all. Even the amount of people who see the post, how is it that you can be a gold badge Twitter profile and have a reach that is in such low numbers? This is preposterous, right? What are you paying for? What's Elon Musk doing? Well, he's screwing us over. He's prioritizing AI garbage on Twitter, right? And even though you're a paying person on Twitter, you get buried. And then who knows who's actually seeing your stuff. So I do not believe that there is indeed 5,000 people who have voted thus far. But let's say they are. The people who have voted, are they like us over here, looking through everything, checking out brand consistency, realizing that there is Trojan horse, gay stuff running around in this magazine? Well, that's why the editor-in-chief of this magazine shared authority with the hunchbacks and the zombies. He doesn't care about those who appreciate nuance, those with a standard and a particular palette, right? No, just trying to cater to everybody. That's why two boys kissing each other is allowed to be here. It's unacceptable, right? Let's scroll down some more. You see, a manga like this, I haven't read it, but this looks cool. It looks cool. Again, the engagement numbers are low. They're very low. And let me reiterate again, if y'all don't want to make your own website, do what these guys are doing and other Japanese are doing. Just post your chapter on Twitter itself. Reading might not be that perfect, but it's still very functional. It's still very functional. So I recommend it. Young Wavy's doing it, so you might as well do it as well. So now that we see the visual aesthetic of Young Magazine, that it's not really consistent, right? It's not really consistent. A lot of visuals here look like it's meant for, all girls magazine, or gay boy magazine. There isn't a consistency. I thought we would be receiving the same quality such as this over here. You see this manga here? Haven't read it yet, but I was expecting that we're going to be receiving this type of high quality, right, artistically. Now, this artist uses a ton of 3D models, right? And you could say that he uses it correctly, though. I don't know, bro. I'm seeing a lot of things that just don't look right. And it feels like dude is too dependent on these 3D mods. But anyway, visually speaking, I was expecting this quality, right, for majority of the manga here. But that's not the case, right? Let's check out this one real quick. See, already this visually, the style, this does not belong in a seinen magazine, bro. Yes, the theme might be seinen, but come on. This doesn't even look like it belongs aesthetically wise in a shonen magazine. If we go to Pinterest here, I typed in Fist of the North Star, right? Fist of the North Star, you can consider it definitely a seinen, right? And this again synchronizes with what seinen is supposed to be, especially if it's targeted to men, right? Do you see the bold lines? Do you see the high contrast? Do you see the exaggerated features? Do you see the raw emotions? The editor-in-chief of Young Magazine said, "Our goal with Young Magazine is to express raw emotion." I ain't seeing that. So far from what I skimmed through, I did not see it at all. I did not even feel it. Look at this page. This is one of my most favorite pages in history, bro. This tiger coming up to the dude's face. Dude ain't flinching whatsoever, and the tiger flinches, right? This is the type of resolve that you need, right? The type of look that you gotta give a hunchback trying to mess with you. That I ain't playing with you, tiger. I ain't playing with you, hunchback. You will be disemboweled if you think you can just come to my face and just randomly talk that garbage. If we also go to this part, I typed in Shonen Champion Comics. Shonen Champion Comics is an old school shonen magazine. And though Pinterest does not show all the magazine covers that I was looking for per se, if we just look at this one in general, right? Look at the boldness of the lines. I know people will be like, "Oh, bro, it's a new generation." And how's that working out? Just because it's a new generation doesn't mean you need to cater to the squeegee boys, to the sissy boys. No, right? You need to keep some of the things that were important, right, that were of value in establishing the style and who this product is for. Let's see if I can find another one. Well, here's another example, I guess, right? But you see this? This is what I was expecting. This is the cover. You open it, you find manga like this, right? It might not be as detailed as Fist of the North Star, but it has the same boldness. Now, if the cover of Shonen, of Young Magazine is something like this, right? There's a general expectation that we're going to find works that are rather detailed to that degree, but that's not the case at all. You'd think you'd find themes that are as complex as the cover, but not really, just dudes kissing each other, right? There is inconsistency here and imbalance of what you're trying to sell us, which makes things unacceptable. So, oh well. Some of them look like a josei. What is a josei, bro? I don't know what that is. Yes, the art is lovely, Millie. Starkeeve, you got baited. You got baited to get the magazine. Oh, I'm sorry. It happens, right? I was on the fence as to like, it really? this gonna happen? No, no, no. I was correct to be on the fence, especially when Japanese are trying heavy duty mode to cater to a Western audience. Best believe they don't have full control. They probably, most likely, definitely got paid by BlackRock to demoralize. Millie says, definitely not seinen. I make seinen, and I'd stay far away from these styles. Exactly. In fact, you are a perfect example. Like, your stuff is very complex and detailed. So how is it in the world that the Japanese themselves are being outdone by people outside of Japan? We know what seinen is. We got people doing seinen correctly. But a Japanese editor-in-chief of this magazine out here fumbling the bag. Let us examine the Internet Archive. There's a lot of good stuff here. Ancient stuff, classical stuff that will be examined on future live streams on Patreon, right? There is this manga I found. I don't know what it's about, but I just appreciated the detail of it. I haven't figured out in what magazine was this published under, so I'm not really sure. But overall, the aesthetics of it, manga in the old days from the 80s and 90s, was just something else. It was just raw emotion. Even if the story themselves were kind of shallow, the expressiveness of the art, however, was a major hook in itself. But now you got people who have bad story and cheap art. That just cannot hook you at all. At all. Right? So there's a lot of good stuff here that we're going to have to analyze. Also, here is a manga, the X-Men manga. This was released in 1998. And here we were, I was 3 years old in 1998. Here we were thinking, Marvel and DC falling apart. They're trying to break into the manga industry. Looks like they've been doing that for a very long time. You were just not born, or you were just a baby, right? But nothing new as to why they tried to do this. I guess they were trying to tap into the Japanese market at the time. And it just didn't pop off, and it's still not popping off right now. And I suppose the American writers still don't understand why. It's because your stories aren't complete, or they don't have a beginning, middle, and end type thing. There's Ultimate Iron Man, then there's Iron Man 0 Year or whatever. All these different versions, which makes it feel like a cheap product that you're using to make a lot of money. It's not a journey of one character and their story trying to accomplish something. So that does not appeal to the Japanese, and I suppose this is why it never worked out. You know, no matter, even if they could capture the style, it just did not work out. Now, definitely one manga that will be examined in the future is this one. This was released in 1997. And I think it's a French manga. Not sure. Oh, no, it's a Japanese manga. It's pretty interesting, bro. It's so cartoony. Look at that. Look at that. Analyzing this is just going to give us all kinds of details. And I'll be analyzing this, of course, with my methodology of passable, right? MANAA ingredients and such, if it is readable in English. Is it? Oh, no. This is this French? This is in whatever, right? But anyway, visually, it is very interesting. It's, though, even at first glance, I would say the first thing that hooks you, despite the simplicity, is the character facial expressions. The paneling of this is just fantastic, right? High speed, lot of motion in every panel and so on. it grabs your attention, right? So we're gonna have to cut it down and look at it closely at what's going on and what makes it so good. Yeah, bro, you missed a lot. What, you don't know what this magazine is? Yeah, bro, you need to smell the coffee, bro. You'll just watch the rerun. Dude, I grew up watching Cyborg Kurchan. Oh, for real? I didn't know that it was an anime. Oh, that's nice. That's cool. I had no idea. Well, it looks like indeed a lot of cartoons started on that paper, right? On that manga paper. See, nobody else in the whole of YouTube is doing what I'm doing, right? And this is not to brag or whatever. This is just to show y'all that if you are about the craft, then you're gonna be here. All the hunchbacks and morons who be like, oh, he's evil. What are they doing? What have they achieved? They have no product. They have no website. They have no about section. They don't have no shop. They don't have a shop where we can go purchase anything that they selling, right? They got nothing. They got absolutely nothing. But some of us already got a shop. We got our website, right? You can get the paperback right now. Wait a minute. How is this possible? Who increased the price of this paperback of mine? Oh, this don't look good. Oh, snap. Is it the tariffs? Yeah, it must be the tariffs because I did not list it at this price. They increased the price by $5. That is nuts. No way, man. Oh, well, that's Donald Trump, man. That ain't me. It might be cheaper if you are in America and it's only this price because I'm in South Africa. So yeah, they put the 30% tariffs on South Africa recently. Damn. Okay, well, that sucks. Damn you, Donald Trump. What the hell's wrong with you, bro? As if the tariffs are actually going to fix anyone's lives. But anyway, point is, y'all gotta have your stuff ready. Y'all gotta have your shop. These haters who want to keep us at the bottom rotting along with them, I don't want to be there. And I'm sure you don't want to be there either. But one thing is for sure, there is no hope anymore in these establishments. I'm the new establishment at this point. These people may look like they have power, right? But they clearly don't. If they had power, then the editor wouldn't have shared authority with hunchbacks, right? If they had power, then they would have never allowed what they know could jeopardize this entire movement that they're trying to have right here. But the fact that they jeopardized it, the fact that they included inclusive garbage, it shows that they don't have power. It shows that they can't control their own stuff. They have been bought off by people on the outside, organizations on the outside, BlackRock. They're operating at a loss, and so they need outside money to keep bailing them out. Right now, Coffee Comics is not being bailed out by anyone, right? And for those who be like, yeah, well, it's not like you're making $10 million. Neither are you, bro. And neither are the Japanese. They get bailed out with $10 million so that they can still operate and still distribute product. But that does not mean that the artists themselves benefit. They can benefit superficially that, yay, I'm published, but you're still eating a bowl of noodles every day. You got to save money for 3 months before you can go eat a steak at a nice restaurant. That is not impressive to me. You see? These companies have infiltrated everything. Global Comics. One person in the comments said Amazon funded Global Comics. And we know what Bezos is about, right? So nobody's funding me. And for the dim-witted will say that's why you don't have much of a reach. Well, look what having a big reach gets you. It gets you compromised. It gets you compromised, right? Would I like $10 million to be given to me to fund this thing? Of course. But we know what the $10 million comes with. They're going to be like, look, man, you're rotting in the jungle. Good job on leading the squad as far as you have, but we're going to buy you out. Here's $10 million, right? We'll buy you out, and we want to put all kinds of garbage in your stuff. If you don't take this money, you're going to stay as you are. So what would I do in such a situation? Well, I doubt that will happen anyway, right? But if they were to knock at the door, I would try to be like, nah, bro, I'm not going to do that, because your 10 million is going to destroy all of this. And then if you lead the charge, you're going to destroy all of this. Then what's the point? And obviously we know the point. The point is to destroy competition. That's why they're buying people out. Monopolies destroy competition. And then everything becomes subpar. You can clearly see that the quality of this website, it's not Omega Shenron level, but it is nice, right? You see the team behind Coffee Comics, Coffee Originals. You see the squad that I'm rolling with. This is a strong team. Okay? This is a strong team. Them dudes come in with their millions of dollars and want to fund. They're going to destroy all of this. They're going to destroy all of this. We serve as the biggest competition right now against Shonen Jump, against Kodansha, against everything, even European manga. Now, you can cry and say, well, all your guys' artwork is not all that. It's not about just the artwork now, is it? It's about staying consistent about what you're selling, right? And what you stand for, and what the stories are about. That's the key. All right? If we read then one of these, let's read one of these over here. Our mission. Unbridled devotion to the craft. I wrote this. No AI up in here. Our aim is to inspire the human soul, to liberate their inner man, to challenge his apathy and yank them out of their catatonic state of mind, to edify and sanctify them, forging in them a heart of steel, as our characters forge theirs from multiple trials. We entertain, but also offer true food for thought. Nobody's saying stuff like this elsewhere in the whole world. It's only here at Coffee. It's only here at Coffee. Nobody else. I'm the real deal, right? And Coffee Comics, the Coffee Network, is the real deal also. Nobody can outdo what we are doing here, because what they stand for is self-sabotaging. They're too afraid to stand for something greater than the trending politics. Too afraid to hold high the inner man and the spirit of individuality and freedom. They're too afraid. So they might come and knock at the door and be like, hey man, we like what you stand for. Here's $10 million. I know that you actually want to corrupt my stuff. You want to tell all my artists over here that, nah man, you should put this, you should change that, yada, yada, yada. No, that's not going to be it. Right? I'm not going to allow that. People can say, but bro, who going to turn down $10 million? Look, man, I really want $10 million also, okay? But I don't need it. I don't need it if, right? If everybody who claims to be of the craft, if everybody who says I care, everybody says I love this, I want to be in a safe space, if all of you who claim this actually are a part of it at that through the gate, not outside, because this whole live stream is me talking through the window and y'all outside the gate listening to me. There's a fee to enter through the gate and come into the house. It's $3. I can't give out all the hot sauce that is being cooked like this image here, right? The best nutrition is MANAA, always fresh. You think I'm gonna create this bowl, hot, fresh soup for free and just give it out the front gate? Nah, y'all can smell it. I open the window, like, man, something smells good. Now you're holding the bars of the gate, like, yo, what you cooking over there? How's about you come in, bro? How's about you pay that $3 fee and come see? Come give it a taste. I would not need $10 million if people played ball, okay? People can make it seem like, oh, now he's trying to steal the money. Steal and do what? And do what? All the money thus far, what have I done with it? I built the website, right? But a lot of people do sell out. They take the 10 million because the people who claim that, oh, I love this stuff. I love your stuff. I want to be a part of it. You don't support it. You don't. And then when the dude takes the bag, next thing you know, the oligarchs control the brand and it turns into garbage. You want to be mad. Well, man, that's on you. That's on you over there. Right? All you got to do is just play ball. It's that simple. It's that simple. Now, this tariff issue here, this is actually insane. Why? I remember listing it as $15.99, but why did it beef up to $19? It must be the tariff thing. This tariff thing, this manipulation of markets, it's demoralizing, and it is pricing people out of their hobbies, right? We're being priced out of everything, okay? This goes back to me always saying that, look, you can't drag your feet. If you're going to spend time, oh man, I'm going to make my comics in 2 years. In 2 years, a single issue, most likely 20 pages, will be sold for $14. Whereas right now, 20 issue comic being sold for $8, right? So in a year or two, or even sooner, because they beefed up the price of my product by $4, right? More than that, $5 basically. I had no control over this. They are pricing us out. Everybody that has a product that they want to sell, create it now. You see all the internet censorship happening right now. You can even see established companies like Kodansha with its sub-magazine with the gold badge, right? Not actually having much of a reach. This got 400,000 views, right? It got 4,000 likes. That is demoralizing. And this was posted a long time ago in July. And recent posts, right? They don't get much views. This was posted, 14 hours ago? Interesting. But I suppose, oh, hell no. Look at that. I bet you this got 24,000 views because the guys kissing each other was in the video. Yeah, so there's that too to worry about. If you don't have guys kissing each other, your views are going to go down. Look at this. Gold badge, 700 views, 7 likes. All because there aren't guys kissing each other. But moment you put two dudes going at it, 24,000 views. You see this manipulation? And you think you have the time? You don't have the time. You think you can be a part of this? What if they shut me down? If they shut Coffee Comics down, you're all going down. Everybody. Never again will you ever encounter somebody like me. Not at all, because where is somebody like me in the manga space in general? In the manga space in general. Where are they? Nowhere. I am the only one. Right? If I take that $10 million, hey man, that'll be on you because you didn't want to enter the front gate. So we can secure our mission and sustain ourselves. What am I supposed to do? Right? I mean, if somebody came right now and offered 10 million, I wouldn't take it now. But after some years, and I don't know how long we got, after some years, dudes are still just sitting there by the fence and the offer is still there. Are you really going to blame me for taking it? Because I got to live too, and all of you can live as well if you just enter the gate. The gate has a fee, right? I'm tired of being bamboozled by these companies. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired of other people saying it's not that bad. It's not going to be as bad as you think. It clearly is. Mediocre garbage being dished out and force-fed to us. I won't accept this anymore. No. Again, I reiterate, for those who want to check out me live streaming through all of these, we're going to be reading along all of these starting on Monday around this time, right? You're going to have to go through the gate, bro. $3 gate entrance. But real quick, going back here, you're being priced out. You're being priced out. There's no such thing as when I'm ready, I'll do this. You need to be ready now. Fortune favors the prepared. There is no better time to start. Oh, I'll start when things are better. It's not going to be better. You have to make it better. It's that simple. Anyway, let me see what y'all are saying over here. Thanks, Eam. You want to buy it regardless. They have power of deception. First time seeing this manga, this young magazine. Well, bro, welcome to reality. It's funny because they taught me in school that having a monopoly is illegal. I know, right? But they just doing whatever now. Fandoms should be small because small fandoms are made out of true fans. People where they won. The more fans there are, the more idiots. They are like DBZ. And yeah, you're right. Smaller is better. You adding a story next year, or you going to focus on what you have right now? Dude, of course I want to focus on what I have right now. This whole thing of like, I want to try different stories because I want to catch people's attention, it doesn't work. You're only just screwing yourself over. People want one product that you're committed to start to finish. Dudes who want to create a one shot for this and for that. Who's that for? Companies don't care about you. You know, hunchbacks don't care that, oh, one artist did 15 one shots for who knows what reason. You did those one shots thinking that you would receive a vote from people you think care that much to say, yeah, bro, no, that one is the one. That one's the one. And that very same person, that same group ain't going to buy your product. They're not going to buy your product at all. Right? Saturday AM has a terrible website where you click, there's all about theme, like where are the manga to read. It's hard to find that read button and people lose interest. Yeah, you're right. I thought they fixed that part. Their user experience is terrible. Those views scream TikTok brain for sure. One vid tweet about the future of the magazine, low views. One gay tweet, yep, trillion views. I know, man. Like, it's so obvious. It's so obvious, it's so insane. Shonen Jump has a great website. When you click, you have the manga in front to read because that's what you're there for. It doesn't confuse you. Yeah. My bad, I meant like another artist with their story. Oh, well, the only reason, there's two other artists that are not presented here on the website. That's because they are short story artists, right? So short stories, well, you're not really a mainstay artist, right? Because you're doing other stuff. So in all, there's actually 7 of us. And I cannot add new people if I can't pay new people. Everything is based on actually how well can you fund an operation. Wars are funded. Just think about that. Wars on the ground, proxy wars, they are funded. Psychological wars, they are funded too. They are funded through social media. Somebody's paying for a whole agency to mass produce garbage material that is being dished out on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. You know, there's funding involved for everything. Global Comics is still operating because they are funded by Amazon or whatever. They receive $6 million. Where the hell did $6 million come from? Obviously from the big corporations, Amazon or DC, and other big studios, I suppose. But the point is that they are being funded. Nobody's funding this except the few who are on Patreon. Patreon subscribers are the funders of Coffee Originals. I'm doing the best I can, you know. But to make a real difference, as these people have made it different, it's because they got big budget funding. I don't know who I could go knock at an oligarch store and be like, hey, sir, please fund my endeavor. I've got a cool team and this, and that. Do you think they're going to give me the money? They're going to be like, yeah, what do we get out of it? And even if I were to say, oh, we inspire people and stuff like that, they don't care. They're going to be like, wait, what? You want to inspire people? These people will be a threat to us. They'll be a threat, right? We don't want people inspired. We want them dumb, broken, and on the ground with no hope and just eating slop. That's what we want. And you want to do the opposite of that? Absolutely not. Ding, ding, ding. Get out. So I can't do that. They would never fund me like that at all. But anyways, now we know. Young Magazine is just a PSYOP. It's a PSYOP. They were funded, and it's not for anybody looking for these words right here: bold, intense, and unfiltered. No, there's nothing bold at all with your stories over there. None of it's intense. In terms of unfiltered, it doesn't feel like it. Just because there's them two boys kissing each other, that's what you mean by unfiltered? What a letdown, man. What a letdown. Let's see if they have videos on the ground. So here they are. Where's their booth? Okay, never mind. It's just more, gay marketing. Yeah, this just ain't gonna end well. And it's unfortunate that no one else is gonna make a video about this magazine. That's what I hate the most. That everybody else is too afraid to make a video about this, discussing this. Don't know why. You don't gain anything by playing it safe. All the people who played it safe, where are they now? They gone, desolate, right? They ain't got a website. They don't have anything. So, yeah, y'all. Yeah, people don't get what it takes to make manga. Not at all. So anyway, that's it for this little live stream. Next week we will be going through everything here. Maybe 2 mangas a day. And in the future, we're going to be examining some classics from the Internet Archive, such as Cyborg Kyoto-chan, right? Looks very interesting. Too bad, it's in French. And seeing this manga of X-Men that came out in '98 is interesting, eye-opening, very eye-opening. But yeah, there's a lot that needs to be unwrapped. And thanks to the Internet Archive, which I'm sure they'll take down eventually, but for the time being, we still have access to all these resources that needs to be reverse engineered, that needs to be examined, and applied to what we do. There is no longer a single pillar standing for those who are about this life. There isn't one, except for me. I just wish had a bit more resources, but we do with what we got. And that's all there is to it. So that's it for now, y'all. Head over to that Patreon.